everyone, and welcome to Xelcore Academy. In this course, we are going to learn Microsoft Excel from beginner to advanced level in just 6 hours. Yes, you heard that right. Most Excel courses are extremely long. Some courses are 20 hours, 40 hours, or even more than 60 hours long. And while those courses can be detailed, they often include a lot of things that beginners don't actually need right away. At Xelcore Academy, we designed this course differently. Instead of making a very long course, we have created a focused and practical course. This course contains 30 lessons. Each lesson is around 12 to 15 minutes long. So you'll be having the beginners course, the intermediate course, and the advanced Excel course. So in total, you'll spend about 360 minutes learning Excel, which is 6 hours. Our goal is simple. We want you to learn Excel, the most useful and practical skills, in the shortest possible time. Every lesson focuses on one clear concept, and we will practice using real datasets, just like you would use Excel in your school, college, or office work. Also, as the course progresses, the techniques will become more advanced and more powerful. So if you follow all the lessons in order, by the end of this course, you'll be able to use Excel confidently for real work. Now let's begin with lesson 1. In today's lesson, we are going to understand the Excel interface, and then we will create our first dataset, which we will use in the upcoming lessons to learn formulas and data analysis. So let's open Microsoft Excel. When you open Excel, you usually see a screen where you can create a new workbook. So this is the screen, and this is where you can open a new workbook. To start working, simply click on blank workbook. So that will open a new workbook. So as we already have our workbook open here, let's go to a blank sheet. This is your new workbook. This will open the Excel workspace. Now let's understand the main parts of Excel interface. At the very top of the screen, we have a ribbon. This portion is called as the ribbon. So as you can see, the ribbon has different tabs, and these hold all the tools and commands in Excel. For example, the home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view are different tabs on the ribbon. The home tab contains the formatting tools like bold, the text, the font size, font color, alignment, and the format painter, cut, copy, paste, etc. If you go to the insert tab, you'll find things you can insert into a data sheet, which is pictures, shape, a pivot table, pivot chart, maps, etc. Now, the page layout gives you the page orientation. If you want to print the page, what all things you need to consider in case of margins, the size, etc. The formulas are different formulas, which are like auto sum, the financial formulas, text things, the date and type, mathematics and trigonometry. You can trace precedents, trace dependents, show formulas or do not show them. You have calculation options. The data tab, one of the most important tabs, which helps in data analysis. You can get data from sources, you can select the data format, you can refresh data, you can sort it, and then duplicates, data validation, what if analysis, grouping, ungrouping, all these things are considered very important in data analysis. The view tab, it shows the view of the page, if it's a normal or if it's a page break view, page layout, for printing, custom views. You can customize as per your choice. Let's go with normal. Now, below the ribbon, we have the main worksheet area. The area in the white is the main worksheet area where we enter and manage our data. This worksheet is made up of rows and columns. The columns run vertically from top to bottom and they are labeled using letters. For example, column A, column B, C, D, and so on. And this continues further depending on how wide your spreadsheet becomes. Similarly, there are rows that run horizontally from left to right. And these are labeled using numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where a row and a column intersect, we get a cell. A cell is a basic unit of Excel where we enter our data. Each cell has a unique address. This is the unique address. For example, column A and row 1 together form cell A1. The same way column B and row 3 form the cell B3. When you click on a cell and start typing, you can directly enter data into that cell, like this. At the top of the worksheet, you can find the formula bar. The formula bar will display the current contents of the selected cell. So if the cell contains text, numbers, or formulas, you can see it directly on the formula bar. We will use the formula bar frequently when working with formulas in Excel. Now that we understand the basic interface, let's create our practice dataset. Here, we'll go to cell A1 and we will try to create a dataset. A simple dataset like students and their marks. So let's start with student name. And to enter the marks, we'll need some subjects like maths, science, and English. After the subjects, we will see the totals, average, and the result. Now let's enter some students' name. So we have students like Rahul, Aisha, Rohan, Meera, and Arjun. Now let's enter some marks for each subject. So 78, 85, 69, 92, 74, and so on. Now we have a simple dataset that contains students and their marks in 3 subjects. Later in the course, we will use Excel formulas to calculate the total marks, the average, highest marks, lowest marks, and even determine whether a student has passed or failed. Before moving further, let's make the dataset a little easier to read. First, select the header row. and then click on the bold button in the home tab to make the headers bold. This will help us to differentiate the headers from the remaining data. Now let's adjust the column widths. Sometimes the text inside a column may not fit properly. To automatically adjust the column width, move your cursor between two columns at the top. For example, between column A and B. Now when the cursor changes the shape, simply double click. Excel will automatically resize the column so that the text fits perfectly. This feature is called AutoFit. You can do this for other columns as well. Now that we have created our dataset, we are ready to start learning Excel formulas. In the next lesson, we will use the same dataset to learn some of the most important Excel functions, which are sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, COUNTA, and if. These formulas are used in almost every office environment, and once you understand them, Excel becomes much more powerful. So make sure you follow the lessons in order as we build our Excel skills step by step. Before we finish this lesson, if you have any questions or doubts, feel free to write them in the comment. Also let me know if you're aware of these functions, as these are very much new to the beginners. And if you mention them in the comments, it will help me to understand how to pace up this entire course. If we can even shorten this. I read the comments and will do my best to answer your questions. If you found this lesson helpful and want to continue learning Excel step by step, make sure to subscribe to Xelcore Academy so you don't miss the upcoming lessons. In the next lesson, we'll start working with our dataset and learn how to calculate totals using the sum function. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.